advertising now. There are so few actual magazines, everything is digital, and I'm all for digital. But at Christmas I like a physical magazine, and years ago you'd have a big, well I did, have a big stack, and I used to look at them and get inspiration. Well, these days my Christmases are much less effort. They are quite low-key, and that is the way I like it now. But I do still like to look at the food magazines, and I've only got two. I've got Lidl and Waitrose. So we've got a budget supermarket and should we say a premium to look at, so it'll be interesting to compare the prices. I was in Aldi last night, and I know they are doing Christmas magazines, but unfortunately the dispenser was empty, so I didn't get that one in time. So yeah, both of them have got chocolate desserts on the front. That one is a nutcracker. This one, snowy village scene. Now I think Lidl might be teasing me. Do you remember last year? I know some of you do. The Christmas magazine had a dessert of a train, an old-fashioned engine covered in chocolate. It looked stunning, and it was going to be, it was advertised in the magazine that it was going to be available from something like December the 6th. So I went to my local Lidl, December the 6th, no sign. So I went a few days later, no sign, no price tags. So it wasn't as though they'd sold out. I never saw one. I was so disappointed. I really wanted that for my grandson, well, for all of us, but I think my grandson would have loved it. But anyway, didn't find a single one. And I know from speaking to some of you, none of you found it either. So I don't know if this is another tease, or whether they're actually going to have these things in, but we'll have a look later when the Christmas things are really there for food. But we're going to switch now and look at the magazines. Actually, the video I did last week, and by the way, I am aiming to get one of these videos, the long form videos, out on a Sunday. It's going to be my new upload day, Sunday, to hopefully prevent some of the Sunday scaries some of you may have. I know I like watching my favourite YouTubers, and Sunday evening is my little slot for that. So today is Saturday, and I'm doing this early today so I can get the film ready for tomorrow. But this afternoon, it's November, it's not December yet, but I've got my grown-up children and my little 3-year-old grandson coming over this afternoon. It's sort of a pre-Christmas gathering, and I'm doing the advent calendar give-outs. And I went last week, it was on my video, last Sunday I went to Marks and Spencer's and bought some of their sort of festive nibbles, and they've been in my freezer, and I'm going to warm those up this afternoon for everyone to come around. It's low lift, just warm things up, and I'm going to put a Christmas film on in the background, give out the advent calendars, just have a nice little afternoon together before the crazy Christmas rush when everything feels more frantic. So that is what I'm doing this afternoon. Hope you are all well. Hopefully, I know it's been Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to all my viewers from the US. Hope you've had a cozy, magical time, and we're getting into the crazy buying frenzy now. Black Friday, and then Christmas. And I almost forgot, I'm going to do a little announcement here before we get into these magazines. Have you had a look at my website? I'll put the address here. I'll also put a link in the comments. I've been working on this website for the past year. I started really in earnest back in January, and being the non-technical person I am, this has taken a lot of effort and learning to get this together. But I'm really proud of it. It is not a glitzy website. It's quite functional, but I'm so proud. I've got a main page where you land, and then there's a little button on the home page, and it will take you into what I hope feels a nice calming portal. It's called the Library of Whispered Things. The Library of Whispered Things. Press that button and it'll take you through to this calm space. I hope it's calm. That's what I've aimed for. And you can sort of look on different shelves. That's the look I've tried to go for. So you can actually buy. I'm doing these customized whispers. Thank you so much to those of you beautiful people who have already bought them. I do hope they are everything you wanted them to be. You can order sort of everything from a whisper message up to a personalised story, up to a video. If you scroll a bit further down, this week I launched an album. Yeah, I never thought at the age of 58 I would be launching an album, but here we are. It's an album of whispered stories, designed for young ones, but I'm guessing some of you might like them too. They are traditional story format, whispered, of course. Nothing big plots, nothing much happens. They're a winter theme, a winter collection, and they are really gentle, designed to get little ones or big ones sleepy, calm, rested. And you can listen to that album, or if you want to download and keep, then you can also purchase the album. Then under that, a selection of whispered tracks that you can listen to on my website. Now, I have uploaded previously to Spotify and Apple Music, and I know some of you listened to me then. Thank you for all the gorgeous comments. So lovely to hear who's listening, where you're listening. But it's almost like the universe has been preparing me, because I actually uploaded another seasonal story for Spotify and Apple Music early this week, and it didn't get uploaded, and I was wondering why. And then yesterday I had an email from the company I use to distribute to all of these online platforms, and the email basically said that the platforms, the streaming platforms, are no longer accepting spoken word go to sleep sounds. So unfortunately I can't upload there any longer. I kind of understand why they want their platforms to be music and from musicians, so I get that. But in case you have been listening there, the tracks I already have will remain, but I can't upload any more. But this is where the universe, I believe, has prepared me, because back in January I was working on my website, and before I knew what was happening with Spotify, I had designed this page where you could buy the custom whispers, but also have a player where you could play and listen to stories. And so I can't upload to Spotify any longer, but if you head to my whispered things. You will find all, the majority of the tracks I've had on Spotify, the popular ones, are now living there as well. And the new one, the Magical Train that I tried uploading, is now there. So a bit of a waffle. But if you like audio, you don't particularly bother with the videos, and if you've been previously listening on the streaming platforms, if you head to my website, go through the portal to the Library of Whispered Things, you will find those tracks live there now. But let's get into the Christmas magazines. Feels ages since I did one of these magazine videos. So we're starting with the Lidl one. A Christmas full of cheer is more to value. And as I say, there is their dessert of the year by the looks of it. A rather beautiful chocolate village. They decorated with fruit, and I do love that. And look, this train looks exactly like the one that I was hoping to have last year. So I shall keep you posted on whether these are actually in the stores, but let's see what we've got to look forward to. The contents, probably no surprises here. We've got the alcohol turkeys, the Italian breads, panettones, etc. Charcuterie, do I say that right? Grazing boards, and then a selection of pigs in blankets. So let's look at the old favourites. And immediately, this is something I absolutely love at Christmas. Well, I love it all year round, but especially at Christmas, I love the little cocktail blinis with either sour cream or cream cheese and smoked salmon. Even better at Christmas with a little glass of champagne to accompany. And I do like looking at all the foods that are for entertaining but low effort. So these cheese bakes, whack 'em in the oven with a little bit of ciabatta to dip in. Lovely for crowds. And back to the classics. Now, what is wrong with a prawn cocktail? I used to adore prawn cocktail. Well, I still do, but I can't remember the last time I had one. Langoustines, I've seen those in the freezer. They look a bit intimidating to me, but a little side of hot smoked salmon, that looks really lovely. And then, of course, all the roasts: turkey, lamb, beef, salmon. Apologies to the vegetarians and vegans, you might want to look away at this bit. So we might have a nice little look here at the prices. This is Lidl, which is a reasonably budget supermarket, because I think this is going to contrast with the Waitrose one that is coming next. So various turkeys, from the whole bird to the crowns, and the crown is certainly what I would normally do. And then we've got gammon, beef roasting joints, goose, lamb, and vegetarians and vegans definitely look away now. This, to me, is not something that I would relish, but I'm sure some of you would. Look at this. A slow-cooked beef shin with red wine and bone marrow jus. No, not for me, thank you. I've seen these in the freezer as well. Deluxe stuffed sea bass fillets. They do look nice. And then we've got, for the vegans, on the same page as all of choosing sides. I don't know your feelings on this, but Christmas is a stressful time, or at least it can be. And certainly if you're cooking a crowd, for a crowd, Christmas dinner can be quite stressful. And I think the idea of putting yourself under the pressure of not only cooking a turkey or a crown or whatever meat you're doing, but also these sides, brown sugar glazed carrots with goat's cheese, crispy smashed potatoes with festive pesto, or parsnip mash. I actually do love parsnip mash, but why would you do this? I mean, I'm sure some of you, this would be part of their enjoyment. I can see doing this myself at any other time other than Christmas. So much stress to put yourself under. Well, that's just me, obviously. Now, pigs in blankets are, I think, probably if we didn't have turkey and just had pigs in blankets, most of the children, adult children in my house would be quite happy, apart from my stepdaughter who is vegetarian. But yeah, absolutely adore. We can never have enough. I tend to make my own because it does get a little less expensive than buying them like this, but for ease, yeah, why not buy them ready now? And I saw these last year. Giant pigs in blankets. So you've got all the various chutneys. We are awful in our household. We buy chutneys. I have these wonderful ideas of eating them, and then they go in the fridge. They vanish at the back of the fridge, and then we end up scraping mould and throwing them out. So this year, you probably gather a theme. I am trying to simplify my life a lot, and I am not going to buy, that's my intention. I'm not going to overbuy things that I don't use regularly. Really, really simplifying. Okay, so here is the star of the show for puddings. This is called the Deluxe Winter Wonderland Cheesecake. I mean, look at this. We've got these figures on top. We've got a digestive biscuit base, caramel, chocolate cream and chocolate ganache. Very chocolate heavy. Now comes packaged under a dome. That looks really beautiful. And it is $6.99. I mean, that is incredible price for something like that. Look, on sale the 19th of December. Mark your calendars if you have a Lidl in your country. I'm going to see if I can get one. Okay, it's normally $9.99, but they're doing a 30% discount. These would be a very happy alternative if I could get these. These are the mini Christmas expresses. Oh, white chocolate. I absolutely adore white chocolate. Oh, handmade. So these are Belgian chocolate and caramel, or white chocolate and lemon. Oh my word. And you get two per pack for $4.99. So again, that's pretty good for a special occasion. And then we've got deluxe cheesecakes, a sponge crown. Not seen that one. No, this one is the crown. Do you remember I bought one last year in Aldi? I think it was reduced after Christmas, and it had all melted, and I did a little video. And then this is a deluxe caramelized biscuit and cinnamon tear and share dough balls. Lovely. Mince pies are just not mince pies anymore, are they? There are so many varieties. These are speculoos, almond or amaretto. Do look very delicious, I'm sure. The ones I cannot get on board with, they haven't got any here, but I do see them. spiced honey and toffee. Yeah, they look beautiful, don't they, as a centerpiece. Then all these beautiful Italian panettones, various types. Again, my favourite is the just the plain ones with, do they have fruit in? Or maybe not, maybe just completely plain. Oh no, they do have fruit and mixed peel in, that's right. I do like those. A Pandoro, I've never bought a Pandoro, I don't think. Might be something to try this year. Nice and sweet, but not overly sickly. So yeah, there's been such a trend this year for all the Dubai chocolate and anything pistachio flavoured. And well, you couldn't buy it. It was all being sold out, but it seems to have calmed down a bit now. So I did do a little video on this one, the Lidl equivalent, the Dubai chocolate. It was quite nice. I'm not sure what all the hype was, but I did join in. So yeah, you can also buy the pistachio spread, and I have seen that in Lidl. If you want to make your own Dubai style things, something I'm going to do very soon, looking at that, is make my own ice cream. I've got a basic, the one you plug in and it churns it. You put the bowl in the freezer. I've got one of them and I haven't used it yet. I might attempt some easy ice cream. Let me know in the comments if you've got a lovely recipe. I fancy white chocolate ice cream. Looking at all this food is making me think of nice things. Yeah, beautiful selection of after dinner delights. We've got Turkish delights, the beautiful biscuits, the continental style biscuits. What are these? Deluxe all butter cinnamon nuts. And then I'm not overly fond of, nugget, we used to call it. I think it's nougat. But these look beautiful, don't they, on a platter? Absolutely gorgeous. And baklava. I love baklava when you're abroad. Greece, Middle Eastern. Real fresh baklava. There is nothing like it. I've tried these. I want to like them, but they're just not like the real thing. And chocolate covered again. I think that is too much. And you might completely disagree, of course. Traditional chocolates. I used to only buy my children the Marks and Spencer's chocolate money because I used to find other brands really rubbish. But I must say, Lidl and Aldi chocolate is gorgeous. It is really, really good. And look at this, we've got good old European money in there as well. Yeah, little biscuits and continental biscuits, which I can't pronounce. Melamacaron, speculas, and of course the tubs of chocolates, which have gone quite controversial now because the price stays the same but the tubs get smaller apparently. I'm kind of over these. I've had them so much over the years that I don't feel excited looking at a tub of these. I used to as a kid. But yeah, if I don't have any of those, I won't be upset. And then my favourite thing are all the little nibbles. Oh, look at these. We've got here, these festive parcels, turkey, 4 cheese and cranberry. We've got king prawns in duvets. And these are deluxe fish and chip baskets and pork belly bites. Marks and Spencer's, to my mind, was the first nice as well. And then we've got the frozen nibbles, the crowd pleasers. Very handy to have in the freezer. Charcuterie. I'm attempting to do something like this, a sort of a grazing board this afternoon, with cheese and cold meats and crackers and grapes and olives. It's nice to just have it there, and you could just have a little bit and then go back later. And my theme, easy to do, quick to do anyway. Again, Lidl and Aldi do incredible cheeses, really nice. All the alcohol, celebratory drinks, these Christmas themed jumpers. It's amazing how well these sell. Woolly hats, socks, Christmas jumpers that are Lidl. And some of the toys, and of course Christmas trees and decorations. So that is the Lidl one. Right, we've got the Waitrose Christmas magazine. It seems much thicker than the little one. I think there's probably more articles in here, but there's the cover. Good old turkey, the chocolate dessert, and how to order. I think I talked about that last year, the days when I used to order turkey and party food at Marks and Spencer's. Well, the ordering was the easy bit. It was the collecting that was a nightmare. The car park, the queues. I don't do any of that anymore. I do occasionally go to Marks and Spencer's. I will pick up some things to go in the freezer and then make myself scarce. Right, a fish platter. These look so luxurious and gorgeous, but I don't want to see that on my fish platter, or that particularly. And I know a lot of you do. I'm just a bit squeamish. Oysters. Again, I've never tried one. I'm probably just a little unadventurous with the food. But yeah, these are really beautiful, aren't they? A big bowl of prawn cocktail, or crab, prawn and lobster cocktail. Looks like it comes in its own dish, little plastic dish, I imagine. Although it doesn't say it does. It must do. So we've got scallops, options to have with it. So yeah, we're in the seafood section here. And then of course the turkeys, and I know I've seen people on TikTok talking about the price. Yeah, we're talking between 110 and 125 pounds for their aged bronze turkey. Oh my goodness. A Dutchy one is 80 to 95 pounds, or the higher welfare 30 to 40. So yeah, expensive. We've got crowns as well, between 75 and 90 pounds. And I've seen this on the advert on TV. It's I must say, the Christmas advert for Waitrose this year is my favourite Christmas advert. Really gorgeous. Yeah, so I've seen that. It's like a baubless turkey, and you cut into it and it's all stuffing inside. It looks spectacular. I do like the look of that. And goose or duck as an alternative, and then the side. So these look like they're ready to cook. Whack them in the oven, which obviously is a lot less effort, but these look like they're not going to feed huge numbers, so it'd be just for if you've got a small things have come on so much, haven't they? So lovely looking. And we're on to the wines. Gammon for Boxing Day. There you've got one of those as well. Look, it's obviously a thing for this year. Beef shin with, yeah, I'm going to skip over that. Oh, look at that, the beef Wellington. £65. Yeah, definitely the premium end, but I guess it's less expensive than eating out where you probably, well, you might not get as good food. Then we're on to beef and venison, lamb and pork, and yeah, scary lobster. Wine delivered, and then all the pickies, pork pies, and yeah, it just makes a table look really stunning, doesn't it? Partridge in a pate, that looks really, really lovely, doesn't it? Very special. All the pastry things, here we go again, look, those cheeses that you heat and dunk. Beautiful cheese selections. Party nibbles. And then the desserts. Sicilian lemon and mascarpone delice. A ganache torte, and then a Fiona Khan cheeky chocolate robin cake. Very, very cute indeed. And then the Christmas cakes. Now I do like Christmas cake, but not at Christmas. It just doesn't get eaten, and I certainly don't go to the effort of making one. So we've got some recipes from the chefs. Rick Stein doing fish, of course. Andy Oliver's Caribbean inspired meals, and Michelle Roux's elevated classics. Yeah, I'm happily go with Michelle Roux's beef Wellington. Yum. And Angela Hartnell's Italian Christmas. Yeah, beautiful. And then we're looking at mince pies. Yeah, chocolate nuts, chocolate and orange tarts, and then again multiple types of mince pie. And then the breads, panettone. Doesn't this look gorgeous? Pistachio and cherry stollen wreath. That looks really lovely. Also a gluten-free selection. That's nice to see. And then the Easy Does It Christmas Day with everything prepped and done. Just whack it in the oven. And then the seaside seafood platter. And this one looks nice. Just the salmon with capers, beautiful. And linnies. Oh, yum, 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 yum. And all the, I suppose, Boxing Day, New Year, plattery things. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Nibbles. That's what Christmas is for me. I prefer all the nibbles and things to the dinner, I think. Cocktails. And again, vegan. Nice to see. Huge selection of vegan. Desserts. And then all the extra bits that you don't want to forget. And then they've got a little section on gifts at the back. Oh, delicious. Yeah. Well, there you go. The Christmas magazine